and stability. What it do? It's the Wellness Feature here tapping in with you. We got the one and only lady from Pasadena, California. And first and foremost, I want to say thank you for giving me this opportunity to be a part of this historic moment in your life. I think that is very powerful for anyone to be able to be vulnerable, right? We get very personal with our personal lives, and for you to be able to share your story today and forever, man, thank you for allowing me to be a part of your journey.
Of course, my brother. Of course, of course.
So first, I want to say, for those who don't know who you are, your beginning stages of life, can you share with us what was your upbringing like?
Well, my name is LaRonda Sherd. Before married, I am married, so LaRonda Wood. I am from Pasadena, California, born and raised. Everybody knows me as the lady. Grew up in Pasadena, around the corner from the Rose Bowl, Jackie Robinson Park, all that, And I am here now, residing in Arizona with my husband and 5 children. And I am here to tell my story with alopecia, living with alopecia.
Living with alopecia, wow. Okay, well, let's jump right into it. So, at what age did you discover you had alopecia?
How old was I? I was pregnant with Ivalani, so 24, 23? Yeah, about 23 years old. And I was pregnant with my second child, my oldest girl, Ivalani. And I discovered bald spots.
Okay.
It started with a real small bald spot. My play cousin, Brandy, was braiding my hair all the time, and she noticed a bald spot, and she's like, "You got a bald spot," and I'm thinking to myself, like, I had no fight. Like, why I got a bald spot? Like, I had no fight in a long time. And it grew. It just continued to grow and get bigger and get bigger and get bigger, and to where it became where my hair began to fall out my braids. And I noticed it, but I didn't want to notice it. You know what I mean? So she'll take my hair down and braid it up again, and the bald spot would get bigger and bigger, but I just didn't know what it was. I just left it alone until it was like coming out of my hands. And then I'm like, okay, something is not right. Something is going on here. And that was the most devastating part, is like when my hair was coming out in my hands. I kept my hair always braided up because I love braids. And I had my hair braided up for a long time. And I can feel at times my hair ripping as it was braided up. And I'm like, oh, is my hair ripping? Like, is my hair, like, it got to the point where my cells started to die and my roots started to pull out of my head, and I had to take the braids out. So when I'm like, oh my God, like I start feeling like bald spots all through my hair, and I'm like, something is not right. So
what would you say was your at that point when you realized something was not right? What was the first steps you recall taking to discover what was taking place in your life at that time?
After I took out all my braids and just patches everywhere, because it was just patches everywhere, it was very devastating for me. So it did take me a while to go to the doctor, because I didn't know, what was going on. I was like, do I got cancer? Like, am I sick? Like, what is going on? So that was very stressful. But I did end up going to the doctor, and they did whatever test they did. It was a while ago, but they discovered it was alopecia, and they told me that it could grow back, or it might not grow back, and it never grew back.
Wow. When did you reach the point where you accepted it wasn't growing back?
Years. It's been 14 years, so like 10 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, so I mean,
First 4 years.
I've tried to do things to get my hair to grow back, but I kind of gave up. When I was pregnant with LaRonda this last time, I had a skin disease that, a really, really bad skin disease that women get when they're pregnant. And they had me on steroids the whole time, and then the steroids made my hair grow. So it kind of opened up my hair follicles, and it started growing just a little. So after I noticed that, I was like, oh, okay. So they started giving me injections after the pregnancy. But I didn't want to stay on the steroids, because then I have to stay on steroids, and it was making me gain a lot of weight and all that stuff. And I just gave up. I said, you know what, I'm not about to do all that. It is what it is. I'm not going to care no more at this point. I just let it go.
Wow. So the steroids grew the hair. How much?
Not a lot.
Not a lot.
Not a lot. I mean, it was just fuzzy parts. Like you can just see the hair coming in. Like my eyelashes start coming back, you know, but not a lot. Like it was trying to come, you know, but it just wasn't coming. And I gave up on it.
Wow, okay. So let's back up a little bit, because you're in your 20s, right? You mentioned you're having a daughter, second child. How was it? How was your personal life? Were you with the father? Were you engaged? Were you married? Were you like,
yeah,
get him, I like him?
So me and Christian was together.
Okay.
When that happened. It happened like maybe a year after us being together.
A year after?
Yeah.
First year?
Yeah, so we were, but maybe, I'll say 2 years, because we were together for a year, then I ended up getting pregnant after that year.
Gotcha.
And then after Evelani was born, that's when like my hair just, all of it just came completely out. So we'll say 2 years. I was in a relationship with my husband, and that was devastating, because I'm like, this is a brand new relationship with this man, and now I'm losing all my hair.
Right.
And in my 20s, early 20s, and I was at my mom's house at the time, when my hair was like, when I was just holding it in my hand, I was crying. And he looked at me and he's like, what are you crying for? And I'm just like, oh, my fucking hair. And he's like, well, you already got a man, and I'm not going nowhere, and all this stuff. This was before we got married. Like, we were very fresh in this relationship.
Wow.
And I was just like, damn, like, oh okay. Yeah. Like, okay.
So at that point, it was coming out of your hand. So how was that when you first found out?
Yeah, because we was already together. We was already together when that happened. But yeah.
So when you was discovering you had it, when it was just a small patches here and there, hiding with the braids, you had not had a conversation with your fiance at the time?
No, he knew.
Oh, he knew from day
from day one.
How was that?
He was
that says a lot. That says a lot. That you were comfortable to just run and tell him. That says a lot. What was your mindset like? Was you like, I'm just get it out the way if you leave me, or what was your thoughts?
I mean, I was scared. I mean, beginning of our first relationship, I'm like, oh my God, like, I ain't got no hair. I'm like, oh my, like, you know, and then like, wigs was not in, so I'm trying to do the wigs, and the wigs wasn't working, because they was just looking wiggity, like they just, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, I went through it, you know, and he stuck beside me with the ugly wigs.
Yeah, the ugly wigs. And nobody knew what was going on.
With the ugly wigs and all of that. Nobody knew what was going on, but some people kind of like, what is going on? You know what I mean?
With
because
these ugly wigs?
These ugly wigs. Like, what the fuck? You run away from these cute braids to Denisha just slaying you, Brandy doing you right, to these wigs.
Right.
You know?
And said nothing. So at that time, did anybody ever try to ask, like, girl, what's up with your hair? Like, nobody just was like, girl, you look cute.
No, nobody said anything. My best friends knew. That's really close to me. They all knew, because they all went through that with me.
Gotcha.
So a lot of people didn't know, because I was ashamed. You know, it took me 14 years to come out and say I have alopecia. So a lot of people did not know. But my best friends that were around me and my family that see me every day, they knew. They knew about it.
Gotcha. Wow. That's unpacking a lot, man. That's unpacking a lot. That is, again, just being vulnerable, being able to say, this is my story and I want to share it. Right? You have mentioned that you have daughters, right?
Yes.
And just want to say, you know how powerful that is if they're having to have to experience alopecia later on in life. They can be like, man, mom, this is easy. You know what I'm saying? That's the status symbol of strength you're showing here.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So that's beautiful. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, wow. Like, what would you say to any young lady right now that's not telling their side of the story with it right now? What is something, just a tad bit, we want to just touch on that real quick.
Oh my gosh, it's hard, you know. So I mean, my advice is to come out when you are ready, you know, because I've been wanting to do this for so long and I kept throwing it off because I'm just so insecure about it, you know what I mean? And it's hard. It is hard for a female to come out and say I don't have hair. I mean, hair is everything to us.
Right.
So, you know, not having it, you know, that's a struggle. My advice to you is just do it. Do it. Like, do it. Like, I was getting ready to cancel this day because I kept doing that, you know, and I just wasn't. And it's like this morning, I woke up and I'm like crying, and my husband's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah." Like it's about to happen.
Right,
like
today.
I'm about to tell people, like, you know. So I just say do it. I just say just do it. Just get it done, and just make sure you feel good about it. You know, if you got to get dolled up to feel beautiful, and that's what I did. I said, when I come out, I get my makeup done. I mean, I got to be cute, you know. That's what it is, you know.
Right.
I want to feel beautiful, like I do today, coming out with that. So that was just like, okay, you got to do it. Like, you know, I was just trying to spend money and getting this person and that and you know, all that stuff, and I'm just like, just do it.
Right. Just do it.
Just do it.
Do it. Get it done. Thank you, baby. Just do it. Wow, and you do look gorgeous and beautiful.
Thank you, brother.
When I first saw it, I said, "Oh, she's showing out." Okay. Hey, that part. Stupid. Oh man, wow, this is amazing, man. I'm just excited for you.
Thank you.
You know, because again, being transparent about our personal life is a choice.
Yes.
It's a choice, and we deal with a lot of mental issues or thoughts that does not serve us a lot in our community, right? Because of American thoughts, European ways of how you're supposed to look,
right?
How you're supposed to sound, what you're supposed to do. But did any of that play a factor in your insecurities throughout the last 14 years of your life?
I was just in my hair. So that just, me not having my hair, and I love it. Like I had a nice texture, beautiful long hair. And I love hair. Like, so, I mean, I was more concerned about what people was gonna say. You know, without my hair, you know? Like, I tried and tried and tried. Like, I maybe walked out the house without my hair in 14 years 3 times.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So,
wow, okay.
It's hard. It is really hard. It's hard. And
would
hard
you associate it to what's seen on TV or what's portrayed? That's what made it hard?
No, I think I was just scared. I don't think
myself,
anything out, you know, on TV or anything else like discouraged me. The way I felt discouraged me. How I felt, you know. So, you know, that's what discouraged me. And it's like my family tells me all the time, you're beautiful. I mean, I done did my makeup like all the way, throw some earrings on, you know what I'm saying, just to look at myself in the mirror with no hair. And I'm just like, I am beautiful, but I'm not ready.
Wow.
You know, so I take it off.
They caught that. We might say that one again. She said, I am beautiful, but I'm not ready. That's beautiful. So it makes me think about 2 things. One, Wakanda, right? Black Panther. And then also NDRE, I Am Not My Hair. Right? So how, when that song came out, when you heard that, that was within the last 14 years. So how did you feel with that song?
And she's right. Yeah, she's right. I love that song.
Wow, beautiful. Do you remember like when you first heard it though?
It was years ago. And
the Alopecia was already kicked in, right?
Yeah, Alopecia had already kicked in, you know, and that was, you know, emotional for me, you know, but it was still like, I ain't ready. You know what I mean?
Like you talking on me.
You know?
Got you. It seems like you, somewhere along that line, you became comfortable in knowing that you had to get ready eventually?
Yes, I knew it. I'm at 14 years. It's not. I'm not gonna. It's not coming back.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like I've been living with it secretly.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but now it's like I want to fucking come out. Like I want to walk out without my hair. Like I want to. It's hot in Arizona too. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it's just always sweating off. My wig sweating. Go to Mexico. It's hot. My wig about to slide off my head.
Yeah.
But like so, I gotta get myself where I'm like, I don't even care.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Right.
I don't even care. It is what it is, and I'm there now. Finally,
And how does that feel like?
it feels good.
Like, no, you gotta break that. How
It
does that
feels good.
feel like? Did you like?
It feels good. Like it's emotional for me, and I'm not gonna cry because I'm gonna be very strong through this interview. But I've cried this morning. I've cried driving up home. You know, we went into the grocery store today.
And how was that?
Oh my God.
How was that? Was your eyes on you more than everybody else's eyes? Or how was
Nobody's fucking paying attention to me. Okay? I'm worried about people.
Right.
Ain't nobody paying attention to me.
Right. We've seen that. Wakanda forever.
We get in line, we pay for our food, and this young lady, she looked at me and she's like, "You are stunning. I mean, you are beautiful." And I looked at her, and I'm like,
yeah.
"Thank you."
Right. That part.
Because I was very shocked.
Yeah.
And I'm like, shit. It's my first time coming out with my hair bald.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm in the grocery store, and a little young, pretty white girl, you know, and she's just like, "You are beautiful." I mean, she was like dazed in my eyes, and I was just like,
It was just that day she was dazed.
and I told Christian, I'm like, and he's like, "You are beautiful," you know? But it's just like, that made me feel like, okay, you know, I mean, that, for me to be coming out today and I walk in the grocery store and somebody just say, "You are stunning, you are beautiful," I'm like,
right.
so.
I mean, a lot of that, I mean, think about how we, you know, a lot of times in this area, you hear people talk about like mindset, manifestation, and law of attraction, things like that, your aura, your energy, right? When you got dressed and you walked out this door, you walked out saying you was gorgeous.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So you already set the tone for who you are and what you wanted to receive, right? So to me, listening to that experience is just the universe confirming to you what you are. What you put out is what you're going to get back. You know what I mean? So that's beautiful to me. I don't know how you may take that, but that's beautiful. Wow, okay. Wow, I got 1,000 questions for real. For real. I could go on, but it's like you really have to, I'm thinking about the young girl, the older woman, the man who may have whatever it is that's a vulnerable, private thing that can possibly save someone's life.
Absolutely.
You know, just because sometimes, you know, as I read the stories of on alopecia, there's some youth, some young children who dealt with it, who took their lives because of being bullied, right? So, and we know childhood trauma is real. You know, so when you talk about, when you talk about a experience of losing your hair as a child, and children are ruthless.
Yes.
Children don't have no filter.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so, like, what would you say to the 8-year-old who just, like, going to school with fear of her wig falling off or someone discovering her patches underneath her braids or something like that?
If I can say my confidence now that I have now until an 8-year-old little girl is, you are beautiful. You embrace it. You walk around with your head up high, and this is what it is. You know, and don't be scared. Don't be ashamed of what somebody is going to say. You know, so yeah. You're beautiful.
Right, yes.
Do this. Yeah, it is what it is.
Wow.